Hi, it's Kim. I play drums in Break Free Queen Tribute Show. I want to say hi to all our friends and fans all over the world. We miss you and we miss being on stage. So in the meantime, I'm going to attempt to tell you some stories. You must know that behind every Queen song there is a story, an interesting story about why they wrote it, how they wrote it, what was happening at the time, and so on. So today I'm going to talk about Now I'm Here. It's usually the first one we put on our set list and is most certainly one of my favorites to play on drums. So this song was written by Brian May, and at the time he was suffering from an ulcer. This is important because he thought that since he was ill, he was going to be replaced in the band. And to prove his worth, he started writing obsessively. Of course, that wasn't necessary at all because he's Brian May, he's an incredible guitar player and absolutely unreplaceable. But you know, even Brian May seems to have doubts about himself sometimes. Anyway, this song was the last one to be added to the Sheer Heart Attack album in 1974, and it was inspired by Queen's USA tour which had just happened. In the lyrics we find Hoople. Who's Hoople? Hoople is Mott the Hoople, the band which was touring with Queen at the time. We find it in the lyrics, you know, the part that goes, "Down in the city, just Hoople and me." And that tour was actually stopped early because Brian was suffering from hepatitis. So yeah, he isn't exactly the luckiest guy when it comes to physical health. This was the first time Queen really had a taste of rock star life, and Brian May himself said that that tour really made him go completely crazy. So as you can imagine, the story is that most nights when everything seemed to be calm, when somebody would show up with some bottles and the party would go on until probably in the morning. In the lyrics we also find peaches, you know, down in the dungeon just peaches and me. And that is actually about a love story. The Dungeon was a club in New Orleans where bikers and rockstars hung out at the time, and Peaches was a woman. Yeah, Brian later confessed that Peaches was a married woman, naughty Brian, and he became absolutely crazy about her during that tour. Peaches actually returns in another Queen song, It's Late, in the album News of the World. So yeah, she was quite important for Brian. The song was actually the last one to be added to the album Sheer Heart Attack, and it was recorded in Trident Studio, which is one of the greatest British studios in the 70s. We can find so many production goodies. The intro, for example, where we can hear Freddie singing this melody, and it has a delay effect which overlaps and creates a beautiful harmony that's genius. And then it just explodes on the drums, and so on. The last part of the song is actually a quote from Chuck Berry, Little Queenie. Go, 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 Little Queenie! That part of the song actually sounds a little bit like Chuck Berry, that guitar part. It's similar to what the Rolling Stones do in some of their songs. Now I'm Here was a single, and it was published right after Killer Queen. And the reason was basically to show that Queen can kick ass at rock and roll as well. And basically it's the same reason why we play this song at our shows. To start with a bang, to wake up the crowd, and it works really every time. As a tribute show for this song, we usually wear the Montreal outfit. Montreal is probably one of the best live rendition of the song, and it's actually quite fun because I have to wear that chef-like outfit that Roger was wearing in that show. It's really fun. The drum part is especially genius in my opinion. The recorded version is much more precise, it's slower, and he plays the 16th notes on the rototoms, the toms. And if you go to the Hammersmith Odeon live version, that's quite similar to the recorded version, but when you go to the Montreal and Wembley version, it's so much faster and so much more energy. It goes from the toms to the snare drum. That's crazy. I love it. Those are my two favorite versions of the song. Also for us, it's one of the most fun songs to play, especially for me. So let me know if you want more of these videos, and goodbye.